I thought about you when I saw the news about John Clayton, our former coworker, because you guys spent a lot of time together, certainly off camera and then certainly on camera. Your relationship was back and forth. How did you guys get paired up to begin with?
Yeah, Dan, I'm taking this one's. I'm struggling with this one, and I don't mean to be emotional. It's hard on me when I got this news Friday over the weekend on Friday night. I took like a 7 p.m. nap. I was exhausted. All of a sudden, I wake up. There's like 60 messages on my phone, text mess. I'm like, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, what's 60? And I look at it, and all of them from friends and our guy Seth Markman and a bunch let me know that what had happened, and I was devastated because I talked to John a handful of weeks ago. Seemed fine. He spent so much time taking care of his great wife Pat, and spending all these years being one of the best in the business. How it started with Four Downs, Dan, was I was in the newsroom with our guy Mark Preisler, and Mark Shapiro wanted to do something different. And Mark was there at the time. And they came up to me in the newsroom at ESPN, and John was doing a remote somewhere and said, we want to do something different, like the nerd or the smart guy versus the jock. I said, well, wait a minute, am I the smart guy or the jock? But and so I said, some would argue I wasn't a jock, and a whole lot of them are going to say I'm not the smart guy. So they said, let's try this. And it was Dan, and I think John and I were most proud of, it was the original like sports debate thing. And I didn't know it was going to catch on like this. And I still, to this day, you and I have talked about it over the years, more questions about John Clayton and I, and however you want to ask them, than any question I've ever received in my playing time. They don't want to know if I threw a touchdown. They don't want to know who I think the first pick of the draft. How's your relationship with John Clayton? And Dan, you know this for the years you were there. We never scripted it.
Yeah.
We were never told what to say. We would discuss it off camera with the people that asked the questions, and it was organic, and we let it rip. And our relationship was always special. I've known him since 1986 before that, but it became even more tight-knit and close over the years with this, and we weren't sensitive. We got after it. What you saw was real intensity, but when the second the camera went off, John and I were back to being great friends. I'm having a hard time with this because I love him, and he was an original pioneer of this.
Yeah.
And Dan, over all the years of covering sports and watching it and loving it like you do, I don't know if I've ever been around a guy who loved talking football on TV and radio more than John did. And like the commercial with, you used to kid him about the ponytail. That's where it started. And to get that commercial was like validation for John. He loved it, Dan. And he's the one guy, he'd crawl 1,500 miles to talk on a radio show at midnight because he loved it.
Yeah.
I was honored to be his partner. He was a great radio and television partner, and Four Downs was awesome. And I'm having a hard time because he was a special friend.
Good to talk to you. And I did think about you because, the professor, I called him Johnny Goodtimes because he always talked about the positive. He loved, it's like Tim Kirchin. Tim always talks about the positives of baseball. And John always talked about the positives. And he was always available. Always. You need him to do a live shot? John's there. Need him to be a guest on your radio show? John's there. Always.
And Dan, it didn't mean if it was midnight or 6 a.m. John didn't care.
Yeah.
A loyal friend, a loyal worker. And I hope all the insiders that come on after, through these years realize that this was one of the greatest we ever had in the business. I'm going to miss him. Thank you.